All right, gents and ladies, hopefully watching this now. We've got Aimie done it on the Zoom. She's been working with me just short of 18 months, but unfortunately our time together has come to the end. It always has to end sometimes, doesn't it? But she's got an amazing result. She's going to share, first of all, what she achieved in the first 90 days, and then she continued to work with me through it in phase two. So nearly 18 months on, we'll find out the result there. So Aimie, tell everyone the story.
Yep. So I started with yourself, Gav, about 18 months ago, October 2023, with the motivation of my little brother's wedding. I was sitting at around about the 13 stone mark at the time. I hated photos of myself. I had no confidence, and I
Yeah.
really didn't want to go and feel like that at my brother's wedding. So we kick-started in the first 12 weeks. I managed to lose 30 pounds, which
Amazing.
was unreal. No, and that was over Christmas, through New Year, through still having fun, still having
The
days out,
worst time of
nights
the
out.
year
Yep,
socially in terms of food and drink. Yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
So that was great. We then went into phase two, and in the next, well, 5 months till the May, I managed to drop just under another stone, so another 12 pounds to hit 42, 43 in total, which is 3 stone. So
Fantastic.
I was able to turn up at my brother's wedding at 10 stone, feeling fabulous, and not having given up any of my life at all. I still went to my sister-in-law's hen do. I still got involved we went food tasting for the place that that they had their wedding at. I still got involved with everything. So that was May 2024, and we're now what, 10 months on from that, and I
Yeah.
basically live my life around that mark. I have been on holidays. I've been on watching the rugby on a Saturday.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people, I'm going to quickly jump in here because a lot of people say, counting calories works, but it's not sustainable. Well, you've just proven that it's not just about counting calories. That has never been the goal, as you know. It's about using that as a tool and then learning how to maintain and having some sort of calorie tracking in your back pocket to use it as a tool as we go through. But let's just go back a little bit. So by the way, congrats, 3 stones, amazing, and that you've been able to maintain that and still have a life. That's the key. It's the key that people really need to hear, because it wasn't a case of you living like a hermit and you were drinking, when it was time to drink, you were having holidays, you said trips away, probably one of the busiest social lives, way better than mine at the moment. But in terms of you did a lot in that time, didn't you?
Yeah.
And still managed to maintain it because you learned the skill. So just going back to the first sort of 12, which is obviously where we began, what made what we did work as opposed to different things you might have tried in the past?
I I was a huge banker of the calories, and that really worked for me, right? So I didn't really enjoy looking at it on a daily basis. I had much more preference of looking at my calories over a weekly basis.
Yeah.
Um, and it was the realization of, like, you don't the chocolate's not going anywhere, alcohol's not going anywhere. There's no need to pick up 5 Quality Street from the desk in the office on a Monday afternoon, because actually that's okay, 30 seconds of enjoyment, but it's not prolonging the long-term goals.
Yeah.
So to do that initial loss, it was definitely be on track, but look at it in the longer term. And instead of having those 5 Quality Streets on a Monday afternoon, banking those calories and using it in a social form later on in the week, having a glass of wine, having a takeaway, having like something that just gave more fulfillment and being with people instead of 5 random chocolates in the office that are not necessary. So it was that shift in mindset, definitely.
Yeah, and I think for a lot of people, that understanding as you said, a great point, and I know I teach it, is not worrying about what you do day to day, rather looking at the week and having a weekly budget. And it's exactly the same with, I always, as you know, the analogy of with finances. You know, if you're trying to save money for a holiday, you put a little aside, so you've got more to spend with. If you're budgeting, if you're trying to get out of debt, you need to save some, put some aside. And it's exactly the same. And once people understand that, they realize actually, because the problem that a lot of people make with in the nutrition industry, they're taught that it's all or nothing. They think they have to be 100% perfect every day, and if you deviate from that, you're going to lose and gain weight or not lose weight. And they think they need to be in the gym 5 days a week. As it happened, you were in the gym 5 days a week, so you did work actually very, very hard, which is why you got such a fantastic result. But the weight loss came from you, one, understanding how calories work, and two, understanding your emotions around that. Like you said, you didn't have to eat the chocolate just because it was sitting on the desk at 3 o'clock on a Monday afternoon. You could think, I'm going to have chocolate because I never told anyone to eliminate chocolate or wine or beer or whatever your poison is. But let's have it on a Friday and a Saturday night, and let's control the week so we can allow those calories into your budget. And that's really it, isn't it?
Yeah, and it actually impacts all the people that you're around as well, and your social skills as well, because pre this program I would just eat all that sort of stuff in the office, because I think that's where a lot of people's downfall is. They don't realize how many calories they're consuming just every time they go to the bathroom, picking up a sweet or something like that, because they're all around all of our offices. But I think that was it was actually, I would then do that during the week, and I'd get to a Thursday or a Friday and I'd be like, oh my gosh, I've eaten all this. I shouldn't have eaten all that. Okay, I won't go out with my friends tomorrow. And actually, that was that shift in mindset of what's more important. Those quality streets throughout the week. I'm just using quality streets as an example, whatever you're
Poor old quality street is getting a bad rap, isn't it? Yeah, but you're right. You're absolutely right. That shift and realizing that all or nothing and elimination and restriction never comes into it. Like there's always got to be some sort of control in any weight loss or fat loss regime. You have to, burn more than you're taking in. So there's going to be some measure of control. But it's when you've got that elimination and restriction. I've eaten this, so I then can't go and do that.
Yeah.
And when you get that mind shift, okay, so it's tracking. We know that tracking worked, and it worked extremely well. What else in the program kept you on the straight and narrow? Was it the support? Was it the community? Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, all the above, right? It was turning up. And when I first started, the WhatsApp group wasn't a thing, and the accountability of turning up every Monday was great. But now that accountability of the WhatsApp group and just people chatting and people throwing in, do you know what, actually I've had a shit day.
It's a different animal at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, and it is people saying, do you know what, I've had a shit day. And you go, oh, actually, that makes me human. It doesn't make me a bad person, or it doesn't mean this is the end of it and I have to just be done with it. It's just, do you know what? You're human. You have a shit day. You get up the next day and you get back on it. Simple, really.
Yeah. Fantastic. So £30 in the first 90 days, amazing. We carried on, and you hit the 3 stone goal after another 5 months. And just to give everyone some context, a lot of people can lose 20-30 pounds in the first 12 weeks, but as I said to Aimie, and I say to everyone, all the guys and girls in the group, I don't really care what they can do in the first 12 weeks. What can they sustain over 12 months? So you're a classic example of someone that has just kept on doing what they were doing. We're now 15 and a half. It's like the 7th of February. I think we started on the 1st of October. So it's at least 15 months, close to 16 months. 18 months to get together. You've kept the 3 stone, and that is 10 stone. Is that the weight that you can maintain comfortably with having a life? Yeah,
absolutely. And I don't track calories every day anymore. I know just by I can eyeball things now. When I've got a holiday coming up or there's something that I feel like I want to focus a little bit on, I'll reopen my Fitness Pal and I'll get back on it. But it's more a get back on it for just to refresh your brain, rather than the discipline of needing it anymore. When I first started, it was like a religious thing. It had to be done. But it's now actually, this thing that I've picked up, how many calories is that? Is it what have I eaten today? And just, it's more, it's a pal, right?
Yeah, look,
Realistically.
and you've actually hit the nail on the head on this again, because I always said the eventual aim, and usually for most people it's about 9 months to a year down the line, we want to come off MyFitnessPal,
Mm,
but it's a tool in the back pocket.
yeah,
You said you've got a holiday coming up, or maybe off the back of a holiday, you open up MyFitnessPal, put in a couple of new things. Oh, okay, let me pull the calories back a bit. You do a couple of weeks of that, and you learn. But you have to have those skills that
yeah,
3 to 6 months of being on MyFitnessPal, tracking and learning, and the tracking itself is an education piece, isn't it? Because every
yeah,
time you scan something, you go, oh, I didn't realize that was really high calorie, but oh, that's high protein, but there's also a lot of fat in that as well. So you're learning about all these food types, and you do that for a good 3 to 6 months.
yeah.
The aim is to come off, and people say, well, tracking calories for the rest of your life is not sustainable, and they're absolutely right. But we
Mm,
don't teach that. That's not the aim. Is the aim is not to stay on MyFitnessPal or a calorie tracker for life. It's to use it to achieve the goal, come off it with the skills, and you can maintain and use it whenever you want. So
yeah.
you've done it perfectly. So look, I mean, 10 stone in and around there, feeling good. Just to quickly tell everyone the difference in how you felt when you were at 13 stone to how you feel now in terms of life.
Oh, so much more confident, like, and just enough, like the ability to go and pick up, like, feel that when you're going shopping and pick up a size 10 in the shop is like, it just gives you a bit more confidence. And like, I can run faster, I can lift heavier. And like you said earlier, the workouts for me is a huge part, but that's always been a huge part of my life. It's just that I do it for my brain as well.
Yeah.
But it's the running faster, the like, I've set myself a target of going to run 500 miles this year. Not that I'm playing into any Scottish stereotypes with that at all.
Yeah.
But like, it's that I would never have dreamed of that. That's 10 miles a week, which is huge for me. Like, that's, and it's these goals that are actually now achievable. So it's more than like the weight loss goals now. It's the ability to just do all these other things in life and just feel a little bit more like I'm going on holiday in a couple of weeks time, and like, not I'm not stressing about crash dieting before I go, because I've kind of just maintained the whole time and I know I feel good and there's no worries, and I'll go and we're going to an all-inclusive resort and I'll have a great time, and then I'll rein it right back in again because I know how to do that.
Know how to do it. You've learned
Yeah,
that over the,
yeah.
yeah. Amazing. Amazing. Well, Amy, look, I'm sorry, it has to come to an end, but I will say the best clients will always leave, and that is exactly what we want. We don't always want it, but it has to happen. So thanks for being the best client ever in terms of adherence and fantastic result. I'm so pleased you were part of the program. Listen, guys, girls, if you want a result like Amy, it all starts with a 15-minute call. We've got to have a quick call, but go to gavgillibrand.com/book a call, all one word, book a call, grab 15 minutes. I'll tell you exactly what we did with Amy in the first few weeks. Now, here's the thing. You won't believe me. You won't believe me. It's that simple. But I will tell you exactly how to do it. Some of you are still going to need a bit of help. You might want to join the program. So book a call. We'll have a chat. Amy, any final words of advice for any male or female watching this? For the people that may be sitting on the fence, should I do this? Should I not? What would be the one piece of advice you would give to them, so to tip them over in the right direction, so to speak? What would you say?
You've probably been sat You were probably thinking about doing it when I started 18 months ago and still haven't done it, but look at where you can come in 18 months.
True.
So just do it. Take the plunge. Put your faith in Gav. That's basically, put your faith in Gav. The guy knows what he's talking about. You get
Ah,
results. So instead of watching another one of these in 18 months' time, be the person on it in 18 months' time.
look at that, guys. Thanks, Amy. Thanks for everything. We'll obviously keep in touch, of course, and I'll see you very soon. Take care.
Thanks, Gav.